So with the upcoming release of Hollow Knight Silksong, and since I've never really played Hollow Knight before, I thought what better time to go back and play this quote-unquote masterpiece, this masterpiece of a game, to go back and play the Mona Lisa of video games, this Vincent van Gogh of video games, than right now. I think it's the perfect time to play Hollow Knight, and I'm just going to be upfront about it, okay? I think this game is extremely overrated, especially when you compare it to the greats of the metroidvania genre. Like, I don't know, the Metroid games this genre is based off and named after, like, I don't know, Super Metroid, Metroid Fusion, Metroid Zero Mission, hell, even Metroid Prime, or even the Castlevania games, like the actual and true masterpiece that is Castlevania Symphony of the Night, or even other games such as Bloodstain, which maybe this is a hot take, I don't know. Maybe this will piss off a few, you know, fedora-tipping Redditors, but I think Bloodstain Ritual of the Night is better than Hollow Knight is in almost every single aspect.
You know, everything Latina Parfait he says is based and correct.
Now I'm just going to make this clear right now before somebody in a wheelchair, you know, rolls up in their fucking wheelchair, raises their hand and is like, fuck you, motherfucker! How dare you say that Hollow Knight is a masterpiece? Fuck you, bro! Bro, how dare you say it's overrated? I just want to say this, okay? Calm down. Just because I think the game is overrated or not a masterpiece doesn't mean I think the game is bad or not good. For whatever reason, people can't accept the fact that games don't always have to fall on polar ends of the fucking scale, okay? That being, wow, dude, wow, bro, this game is a masterpiece and the best thing since canned bread. And wow, dude, this is the biggest piece of shit game I've ever played in my entire life. Like, this game unironically made my grandma kill herself. Like, games can fall somewhere in the middle, you know? Not everything needs to be in the extremes of either dog shit or masterpiece. Just because we get a decent or even good modern game doesn't mean or make it a masterpiece because everything else that's releasing in comparison is dog shit, okay? Like, I don't know, South of Wakanda, Assassin's Creed, we was Kangs in the shadows and shit, man. FBC Firebreak, where you literally need to shoot like 50 million sticky notes or some bullshit like that. I also just want to say this isn't going to be a review since I haven't finished the game yet. My opinion could slightly change either for the better or for the worse after finishing the game. I've put almost 20 hours into the game so far, and I think that's more than enough to give my thoughts and opinions on the game. I don't need to beat a game or play it for 40 hours for a game to get good. And no, I'm not even joking. Somebody in my chat when I was live streaming this game unironically says it doesn't get good until you beat the game and start your second, you know, run, your second playthrough. Like, you stupid motherfucker. If I need to play a game for, I don't know, 70 hours and be miserable for 70 hours until I reach my second playthrough, I'm sorry I have to be the bearer of bad news, okay? Because it's not a good game, okay? Let's just be honest. Let's keep it a $1.33. From what I've played, I think this game is just very mediocre, like a 6 out of 10 at best. Maybe a 5 out of 10, just middle of the road. This game truly doesn't do anything special or unique that any other game in this genre hasn't also either done or done better. In my opinion, the cons of this game far outweigh any and all the pros of this game.
Real talk.
So with all of that out of the way, I'll just give a little overview of the genre in the game if for some reason you've never played or touched a Metroidvania style game before in your entire life and only play Fortnite, Call of Duty, and Roblox. So in Hollow Knight and Metroidvanias in general, you usually have some huge map to explore and you'll learn new upgrades and power-ups throughout your journey of the game. These new power-ups usually give you new abilities to further explore the world through, you know, backtracking. You'll, for example, at the start of the game, see some areas just out of reach that you just can't make it. You just can't jump that far, okay? Or you'll see high up areas along the walls. Well, you'll eventually get things like an air dash to make those, you know, further jumps you couldn't before, and also wall jumping so you can, you know, jump up walls. So you'll need to backtrack to these previously explored areas and further explore them to find new hidden paths, secrets, bosses, items, you know, that type of shit. Which this type of gameplay is usually pretty fun and rewarding. And notice how I said usually, because in the case of Hollow Knight, it's not that fun and rewarding due to multiple factors such as needing to find the guy to purchase a map in every single new area, meaning you're going to be wandering around the levels like a fucking retard until you find the correct path and wherever they hid this map, motherfucker. The map also doesn't update unless you sit on a bench, meaning even if you have the map, when you're exploring unexplored rooms, you don't know where the fuck you're at or where you're going. Yeah, that basically sums up the Hollow Knight experience. It's one of those where the fuck do I go type of games, and once you learn this, you soon learn and realize how and why this game is 40 to 60 hours to finish, because you're going to be heading back and forth having zero fucking idea where to go or what to do half the time. Like, you'll open the map, right, and be like, okay, where do I go next? You see a little area you missed halfway across the map, and surely that's where you're supposed to go, until you get there and realize you can't access the room without a power-up that you don't have. So now you just wasted 20 minutes of your life, and you need to look at the map again and repeat this process till you finally end up finding the correct area to head to. And you also wonder to yourself, like, can these developers please, I don't know, make more fucking teleport spots so I don't have to compete in a fucking marathon to get to a teleporter? I don't know.
Real talk?
Yes, I realize metroidvanias are like that, okay? But this game is just on a different level of fucking backtracking. It also doesn't help that nearly every area in this game looks identical and the same. Like, aside from a handful of landmarks, every single new room you enter is going to look the same as the last one you just came out of. It's all this monotone color, almost as if you're playing a Game Boy Color game where the console could only display 2 colors max. Well, that's Hollow Knight. Yes, the game graphically doesn't look bad, but it all looks the same and just makes the exploration less fun and rewarding. Wow, I just found a new secret room and it looks the exact same as the other 50 rooms I was just in. Wow, how amazing. Masterpiece of a game, am I right?
You ain't funny.
Like, people really do need to increase their standards, not just blindly call every game that's just decent or maybe above, you know, average a masterpiece, because they are starving like polar bears during global warming for, you know, new good games. Not to mention the exploration and finding secret rooms and areas just isn't fun when it's not rewarding in the slightest. Yes, you'll occasionally get a heart piece for finding a secret room, but 9 times out of 10 your reward is just going to be money. I guess for all the people who like to drink juice boxes and are juice maxing would really enjoy this game, but I'm not really a juice connoisseur like some other people may be, so you'll get money of which you'll probably have literally thousands of, since there's nothing in this game to fucking spend your money on, which is always an annoying thing in every game with currencies. They can never balance it properly. It's almost always you get way too much money and halfway through the game, hell, a quarter through the game, you'll be rolling in the dough and have enough money to buy an entire fucking country. Like, I could feed every starving Marvin child in Africa with all this money and still have money left over, you know, still have money in my fucking savings. Not to mention, I'd rather have games where it's like literally overpriced to buy everything and it's hard to get money than a game where you get way too fucking much money and there's nothing to spend it on, okay? So your reward in this game for exploring is useless money, and oftentimes your other reward will be some Quirk Chungus Dark Souls style NPC where you'd probably need to watch some 12-hour documentary to understand the lore of. And that just gives you useless fucking tidbits, you know, of information that mean really fucking nothing in the grand scheme of things. Which brings me to another thing, the Souls-like elements and influence of this game. Like, I seriously can't be the only one who's getting sick of Souls-likes and every game needing to have Souls bullshit in it. For example, the way the NPCs act is very Souls-like. If you die, you lose all your money or souls, and you need to go back to your location to retrieve them. And if you don't, you lose them all. I really don't understand why people continue to praise indie games that just recycle and regurgitate the same shit AAA games do. Most of these indie games have zero fucking originality. Like, most indie games at this point are basically either Metroidvanias, you know, 2D platformers like Metroidvanias, roguelikes or roguelites, and, you know, farming simulators. Wow, can we get like an ounce of fucking originality in the indie scene? A game that just came out recently is Lost Soul Aside, and I'll probably make a review on that game after this video, but it's a hack and slash with some minor RPG elements. And guess what? The game has Souls elements like healing flasks and needing to go to your campfire, or I guess in this game's case, to the pocket lolly to restore your Estus flasks. Can we please just go back to normal fucking items? Like, I don't know, having to go to the merchant to buy and refill on potions instead of this hand-holdy bullshit where, oh, you get all your healing items back each time you die. Don't worry. Like, I'm sorry, but the Souls fatigue is really hitting hard. Like, it's really kicking in, and it has been for the past several years. Rant about Lost dog shit aside, or I guess over, so yeah, the exploration really isn't fun, as I said. It isn't rewarding. So is the combat at least fun? And I'll just be honest, no, not really. The combat in this game is extremely simple and basic. The entirety of the combat pretty much boils down to run up to the enemy, you know, you see the enemy, run up to it, and press the attack button, then move back as the enemy attacks, and repeat the process till the enemy is dead. Riveting gameplay, am I right? Masterpiece game. It's a masterpiece game right here. Best game ever, best Metroidvania ever made, right? Oh my fucking god, why did they give him so much fucking health, man? Like, it's not even fucking hard, it's just like you get hit because you're so fucking bored. Bro, look at this, how died? Can you die? Like, this is just pathetic. It's like, it's actually fucking pathetic. Like, there's no reason he should have that much goddamn fucking health.
Exciting gameplay. so repetitive.
And if you don't know where the blacksmith is to upgrade your sword or nail, which, let's just be real, if this is your first time playing, you're not going to know where the fuck it is and can easily miss it. Then you're going to have to hit some enemies up to 10 plus fucking times to kill them. And some of the enemies, the only real way to damage them outside of shooting a Hadouken, which you'll be limited on since, you know, you only have a limited number of them, is running up to the enemy, baiting out an attack by getting close, get a single hit off, then just run back and rinse and repeat. Wow, truly engaging and fun gameplay, am I right? Such dog shit, man. Today, game. Good game. It's a good game. Good game, you guys. That took you long enough.
What the fuck were they thinking?
Then sometimes they'll put multiple of these enemies in a row and it just makes you realize, why the fuck is anybody calling this game a masterpiece? Now yes, you do get more attacks like a downward strike like in Zelda 2, which is quite powerful, or an upward attack. However, you also get some borderline useless and just borderline dog shit moves like a charge attack where you need to press and hold square or the attack button. Then as you fully charge it, you then need to let go of the button, and at the same exact time of letting go of the button, you need to press the dash button, which is R2. Like, just what the fuck were they thinking? In any other game, a charge attack is just, you know, hold the button and release the button. Like, it's really that simple. Like, I don't know why the fuck they're trying to make a charge attack so fucking complicated. But in Hollow Knight, they just had to make it as annoying as possible to use. The bosses are probably the highlights of this game, but even so, the bosses are just okay at best. They usually only have a handful of attacks, and when I say a handful, I mean like 3 attacks they just recycle over and over. There's also no real reason to engage with the combat, as the only thing the enemies drop is money, which I've already went over. You don't need it, which there's nothing in the game to buy past the first couple hours. You also get soul for killing enemies. That's literally Dark Souls, dude. But the soul basically acts as your mana or magic gauge. You hit enemies to refill it, and you use your soul to either shoot out Hadoukens, heal yourself, or do moves like ground pounds. So if your soul gauge isn't full, then I guess it's okay to engage with the mediocre combat, or if you're low on health. But that's the thing, you can just run past or jump over most enemies, so you're not going to be taking much damage and won't be using your soul to kill enemies. The game isn't necessarily bad, but it isn't necessarily fun either. The game just truly doesn't have much going for it. Like, you don't unlock cool new weapons and guns like in Metroid and Castlevania, and even when you upgrade your weapon, your nail, it doesn't even change the appearance of it. Like, for the love of God, all you had to do was change the fucking color from white to maybe blue or something like that, or maybe make it longer. I don't know. Maybe the final upgrade does that, I don't know, but I've upgraded my weapon 3 times and it still looks exactly the same. Maybe, I don't know, go from as level 1, which will be white, blue as level 2, green as level 3, orange as level 4, red as level 5, etc. Something like that would go such a long way, making the upgrades more impactful and just, you know, cooler, or just, you know, feel different. Yes, it's just a visual thing, I get that, but visuals and effects are a cool thing. So me wanting the weapon to, I don't know, change slightly upon upgrading, I don't think is the biggest thing to ask for, especially considering the game only has one fucking weapon. This isn't a Castlevania where you get whips, swords, daggers, knuckles, tons of magical spells, familiars, etc. This is Hollow Knight, where you get a shitty nail, some very basic spells, and that's about it. Now, you do get these things called charms, which basically act as badges, such as in Paper Mario, where you can equip different charms that give various effects for differing amounts of points. So weaker charms will only cost a single point, like a compass, which will show where you're at on the map, and the fact that you actually have to equip something as basic as that is just fucking stupid. And more powerful charms for like 2 or 3 points, such as whenever you heal, it leaves behind acid or some shit which lingers and damages the enemies. There's also this arena in the game which I thought was pretty cool initially. It's basically just kill waves and waves of enemies, and the arena will slightly change each wave as if it was Ratchet and Clank or some shit, such as the floor having spikes and you need to fight enemies on the tiny platforms, or the ceiling falling extremely low so you can't jump very high, or being stuck on a singular platform. It's pretty cool, but it just goes on and 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 on. It just never fucking ends. It's not even like it's hard either, it's rather easy. The problem is, you'll be doing it for so fucking long, you just start taking damage due to literal boredom. Not to mention the combat is just not that good. For the amount of combat in this section, the combat is just mediocre, it's nothing special, and again, compared to other games in the genre, it is easily the weakest with the least amount to offer. There's also sections in this game where I feel like it was intentionally designed to just not be fun, to make the player feel miserable and just quit the fucking game, such as this elevator section where you need to constantly call the elevator down, which takes forever since the tower goes up so high. Then you have to hop on the elevator, right? Then hop off at each floor, then jump all the way down just to repeat the process each time because these hack-ass developers couldn't be bother to make the elevator stop at each floor. Hopefully Silksong is funner than this and has more to offer, but I just don't see that being the case. I'm still going to try and finish this game and also play Silksong and review it. So if you want me to piss off the fedora tipping redditors of Reddit and other zero standard overhyping normies, then make sure to like this video, subscribe, and join the Latina kingdom, where I, your Latina queen, will never let you down. Ever. But yeah, as I said, this game is just very mid. It's decent at best. It's like a 5 out of 10, just middle of the road. It does nothing to innovate the genre and doesn't do anything better than any other game within its genre. It fails with the exploration due to the rewards being shit, such as, wow, I got more money for finding the secret area when I already have enough money to buy an entire country. And also, every area and every room feeling the exact same and almost identical. The combat is extremely simple and basic, but yeah, I would 100% say this game is extremely overrated. And we all know these people who play and say Hollow Knight is a masterpiece have never even touched a Metroid, a Castlevania, or even a Bloodstain in their life. So yeah, I guess it is a masterpiece when you compare it to dogshit AAA releases such as Chop Suey Squad, Kill Deborah Wilson, and Minecraft, Forwoken, Wu Ching, Bing Bong, Bing Bang, Ching Chong, Concord, and Dustborn.
Either subscribe, donate, or get the fuck out. Real talk.